Hey guys, I'm back again. Welcome to day 26 in the life of the Galaxy S23. Today I'm going to talk about how gaming is like on this phone. With the S22 last year, they were actually throttling your services when you were gaming on the S22. Part of the reason for that, I think Samsung was trying to reduce the heat while you're gaming, but at the same time, by doing that, you're not getting all the raw processing power that you need for certain games. I believe like race car games or super high intensive graphic games will require more processing power. And you're gonna need all the edge you can get. And if you're a hardcore gamer, you would need every little edge that you can get. And Samsung pretty much took it away last year with the S22 series, so a lot of people were upset about that. Luckily, this year with the new S23, it looks like there is no throttling controversy involved, no throttle gate. Overall, with the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip, it is super efficient, super fast. Me personally, I don't do any crazy hardcore gaming. I don't do any of the race car stuff. Usually when phone reviewers talk about gaming, they always show clips of a race car. I tend to go for more relaxed, slow-paced games like Pokemon Go. I just throw a few Pokeballs, inventory management, call it a day, swipe around, nothing too crazy. And I like other relaxing games like farming games. I can just swipe around, plant some potatoes, cabbages, harvest them and be on my way. And there's like little things involved as well in there, inventory management and everything like that. So that's usually my type of gaming. And if you are a light gamer like myself, you should have no problem with this phone. Even if you are a hardcore gamer, this Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, super powerful chip, as you can tell in my previous 25 days, with excellent battery and just overall processing power, navigating, using it on a day-to-day basis. There's never any issue with lags, anything like that. And for a small phone, the S23 does pack a lot of power. So you're in good hands here if you like to do gaming. But on the other hand, I assume if you are a hardcore gamer, you will want a big screen to optimize your view. So if you're really into gaming, I would recommend getting like a bigger phone like the Ultra, assuming you want to pay extra for that. But if not, if you are a light gamer, small phone person like myself, I think the S23 will do the job just fine. And one thing I did notice with this phone, it doesn't get warm or anything like that, which is good. I know when I was using the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7 Pro, those phones do warm up after gaming for 15 to 20 minutes. On the S23, there was at least one day I had Pokemon Go running for about 4 hours and there was no heat issues. Even fast charging my phone, I don't get any overheating issues either. I did see one person complain about their phone overheating. I'm not really sure the reason is for that. But there's always one-off cases, but for me personally, I can't speak to that. And overall, pretty happy with this phone, just in terms of processing power and the cooling system. Alright, now let's jump into day 26. So woke up at 6:25 a.m., snapped pictures of my breakfast, got some oatmeal, threw some tangerines in there, got my coffee, and then started another busy day of work. At 10:30 a.m., my phone is at 84%. Lunch, we got some salad. My top cucumbers is still blurry, but I guess I'm used to it at this point. The S23 camera. Here is some pork and eggs, fresh out the microwave, so it is steamy. This will explain the foggy effects around the food. 1 p.m. phone is at 68%. And then I cannot find my spare phone, which was my S20 around the house, so I was trying to utilize Google Assistant to call it. Call my Galaxy S20 phone. Find my phone.
Here's a summary from Google Help. Find, lock, or erase it.
So I told it to call my S20, and what I get is a search results. So I have to go into here. It has a history of all the phones I have used in my life, and then it gives me the option to play a sound. I mean, I guess it works. I guess in the past I do have like a Google Home. I usually just tell that to find my phone, and then it goes to a whole long list of every single phone I have, and I have to say yes and no to each one. I guess this process worked too. I just wish it was more automated instead of me having to go to a website and picking the phone. I guess a lot of people don't have more than one phone, so they may not have that issue. By the way, I still would have liked Google to find a way to launch an app automatically instead of doing a search and me clicking on a website to find that. I mean, I did get it to work, but the process wasn't as smooth as I was expecting in my mind. 5:43 p.m. already done with work. Phone is still got 40%, so plenty of juice left. Came across an article on XDA, super clickbaity, $750 off the Z Fold 4. But once you actually go to the Samsung website and read into it, you essentially have to trade in a Z Fold 3 in order to get the $700 off. Other than that, if you have the S22 Ultra, you can trade that in for $700 as well. Or if you have the S22 Plus, you can trade it in for $525. Either way, it is still a terrible deal. Z Fold 3 is about a year and a half years old. Originally it was released at roughly $1,800. So you are already losing more than half its value just by trading in that phone. Terrible deal. Same thing with the S22 Ultra. It was $1,200 last year. And by trading it in, you are effectively losing $500 on that phone just to put towards a Z Fold 4, which costs $1,800. So you gotta pay another $1,100. Long story short, these deals are absolutely terrible. They are essentially asking you to trade in your newer phones for half of its price or more, and then on top of that, you still gotta pay more just to make up the difference. Still disappointing you, XDA, for making me read into this clickbait article getting $700 off the Galaxy Z Fold 4. And in the evening, we hit the road to head out for dinner, just driving around. I get to be in the passenger seat for once while my partner is driving. And then I came across an article comparing the new A54 versus the S23, see if it is worth it or not. So I pretty much just skimmed through the specs there. Obviously the S23 is worth about double the price. It got the newest processor. But at the same time, not everyone wants to pay $800 for a phone. The A54 comes in at $450, so it is a very attractive price. So just skimming through the specs here, it is actually a bigger phone, a 6.4 inch display versus 6.1. So there's one check for the A54. It has 120 Hz and the same Full HD display. So going toe to toe, at least on the surface level. Android 13 comes with plenty of storage option. And it even has micro SD card support. Will you look at that? I remember back in the days when the S series used to support that. But now you want more storage, you gotta buy the higher storage model, unfortunately. I always like the SD slot, so Galaxy S20 I still use on a day-to-day basis. Have a 512 gigabyte memory card in there. It's been working for me just fine all these years. And here is where is the biggest difference in terms of costs. It is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for the processor compared to the Samsung Exynos 1380. Whatever the hell that is, I'm pretty sure it is not going to be as fast and as efficient as the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. So that's where you're paying most of your money for. Otherwise, all the other specs looks pretty similar on paper. But with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, you're going to get a much faster phone, more efficient. But the RAMs are the same, triple camera setup, going toe to toe, ultra wide camera. You do get a telephoto camera with the S23, don't get that on the A54. 12 megapixel front camera, and the A54 get a 32 megapixel front camera. I know the number is higher, but pixel count doesn't always necessarily mean better photos or anything like that. A lot that goes into it. With A54, you can only do 4K video recording compared to 8K on the S23. It is slightly less water resistant, IP67 compared to IP68. So we gotta cut costs somewhere. It does have a much larger battery though. 5000 milliamp with 25 watt fast charging. I believe it does not have wireless charging. So that is considered a premium feature according to Samsung. There you have it, just a quick preview of how the A54 compares to the S23. Let me know if you guys are interested in me covering that. Maybe I can do that at the end of the month whenever it officially releases, just for fun. But although when I used the A53 last year, I absolutely hated it. It is super slow and laggy to the point that I only use it for less than a week, and I just put the SIM card back in my Galaxy S20 because it is 1,000 times better in terms of performance, day-to-day usage. I'm not sure why people even bother with the A53. It was so slow and unbearable. So that was my hot take there. Don't buy the A53. Maybe the A54 might be better. Still debating whether to test it out or not. By 7 p.m. I did have to head out for dinner. My phone was at 15% at that point, and I decided to plug it in to charge it because it's gonna be a long night out. Don't want my phone to die on me. But either way, I will cut it off at 15% today, so 13 hours of battery life, pretty solid. Played Pokemon Go for 25 minutes today, and everything else is just running in the background. 13 hours. Screen on time, only 3.5 hours, but that's okay. But this wraps up day 26 in the life of the Galaxy S23. Then I made my way over to my Yelp Elite event. Just did a quick Snapchat, sent it to my friends, snapped a photo. This is the event at Zaz in Boston. ZAZ, shout out to these guys for the awesome food and hospitality. Jerk chicken was amazing. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please check out day 25 if you haven't already. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.